Hello, Sunnyside. What a blessing it is to have the opportunity to be before you again, to just share with you some things that I think that you just might want to know. Okay? This is really the end of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I'd like to just kind of summarize some things for you and to point out the fact that on yesterday, I went into details about a testimony that was given by one of our members who is a breast cancer survivor. So if you would like to hear that testimony, do refer to our services on yesterday. Okay? One of the things you need to be aware of is that most cancers are discovered by the women themselves. Okay? So just note that. These examinations should be done by you on a monthly basis. And it's suggested that you do it around the same time of the month every time you do it. Now, mammograms can also be the difference between life and death. Okay? So get one annually if you are above age, if you're 40 or above. However, if breast cancer runs into your family, it's suggested that you start earlier, And realize too that we kind of need to have the attitude, we need to have a kind of a mammogram attitude. Okay, we go through all kinds of changes, making sure that we get our hair done, that we get our nails done, that you get your pedicure, that you handle your teeth. We are concerned about all of these cosmetic things that people can see on the outside, but actually it's what's inside also that you really need to look into. So be very careful about that. My neighbor mentioned the fact that you really need to be your own advocate when talking to your doctor, okay? If they're kind of hesitant and say, oh, I don't think that that's really necessary, being your own advocate, sometimes you may need to just insist on an opinion from someone else, all right? One of our very famous tennis players realized the fact then that something wasn't right. You need to really know your body, okay? And again, insist upon care, all right? Be armed with information, all right? Talk to the people in your family and actually ask specifically about breast cancer. In my family, there is a situation, okay, and we've discussed it. As it turns out, my mother's one of her older sisters had breast cancer. Oh, and she was the aunt that, my brother and I just loved to visit when we were younger. We would spend our summers with her and our cousins there in Detroit, had just a wonderful time. And it just really stunned us when she died. She didn't really die of breast cancer, but once they found breast cancer, it triggered some other health situations with her, and she did eventually pass away. She had 3 daughters. The youngest daughter died of breast cancer, and she was taking the treatments to the point that she just finally said she just refused to take any more, and she eventually passed away. Her oldest daughter is a breast cancer survivor. She is still with us today. And the middle daughter just was not affected. So again, check with your family and find out, how things, find out your family situation. Men, okay? There is, I don't know if it's non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, Okay, that's something that's found in men. But again, check and make sure then that your health is at its ultimate. Okay? And you want to realize then that things are a lot more curable now than they have ever been before. All right, so do a good job with keeping your insides as well as you are concerned about your outside. 40%, I understand that 40% Black women are more likely than whites to die from breast cancer. 30% of Black women die because of an aggressive form of breast cancer. All right? Don't think that you cannot afford a mammogram. Chances are you cannot afford not to get one. Services are available, and we have a way of getting the information that we really need. Okay? So don't hesitate to be very proactive on that. I'm going to move to something different now. I've said before that everything that I share may not necessarily be for you, but it just might benefit someone else. So this was called to my attention, and it's called Child Tax Credit. It continues to be available, so don't miss out on your chance to claim it. It can provide a boom for working families. It says that the data shows that it is being sorely underutilized. So do spread the word. Qualified families can receive up to $3,600 for each child under 6 and up to $3,000 for each child between the ages of 6 and 17 if you file a tax return before mid-November 2022. Okay? So again, the funds are there. The funds are there. If you qualify, and again, go to getctc.org/DPSSCTC22. All right? So don't hesitate. You just might be missing out on something that can really make a world of difference for your family. Again, www.getctc.org/DPSSCTC22. All right. Moving right along. Inglewood residents, do know that there will be free document shredding taking place on Saturday, November the 5th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. or until the trucks reach their capacity. And it's right outside on Gravilla Avenue off of Manchester in front of Inglewood High School. Now, it's a no-contact drive-through drop-off. So your shredding materials must be placed in the rear of your vehicle for removal. So the document shredding is limited to Inglewood residents only, and ID is required. You must have no more than 3 boxes that's no larger than 15 inches by 12 inches by 10, or grocery bags of shredding materials per vehicle. Okay, so a maximum of 3. And this event is on a first come, first serve basis. All right, so free document shredding event in Inglewood, across from Inglewood High. Okay. I attended the Taste of Soul. In fact, my husband and I go to all of the Taste of Souls whenever they're offered. And as I was going there, I was handed some information. And I get information for this telecast wherever I can. I really get it from the library. Okay. People will often call me. Sometimes people will stop and just tell me, here's something that you really might want to share. Okay. So this is a flyer. These are a couple of flyers in that were passed out. It's called Boots, Bridging Outstanding Opportunities for Tradeswomen's Skills. It's a pre-apprenticeship training program, okay? And you will be taught areas such as safety. I know the expression is Cal OSHA 10 certification, math for the trades, material and tool recognition and handling, intro to basic metal stud framing, intro to concrete form work. Okay? This just may speak to someone, but it's called Boots. To get additional information, go to www.swctf.org. That is the Southwest Carpenters Training Fund. At the same time, now that Boots is specifically for females. Okay? They're also offering Brothers Keeper pre-apprenticeship training. Okay, it's a 4-week Brothers Keepers program. Is designed to introduce the many different crafts that are available to a union carpenter and to find the perfect fit just for you. So again, if you know someone that's interested in being trained for union jobs, it's the same information in terms of getting it. Go to swctf.org. Again, swctf.org. Another place I get information from, here's one, and I believe that this came from the library. Los Angeles County Consumer and Business Affairs. The number for that is 800-593-8222. Okay? All right. And for the Consumer and Business Affairs, some of the services that they offer are consumer counseling and complaint investigation, tenant and housing protections. You can get information about that. Foreclosure prevention assistance. Continuing on. Services, small claims court advisors. Information on dispute resolution services or mediation. Okay. Self-help legal access centers. Okay. The Office of Labor Equity. The Center for Financial Empowerment. All right. So again, call DCBA. Okay, that's the Los Angeles County Department of Consumer and Business Affairs. 800-593-8222. I'm going to pass on this one. Okay. This past week, on the front of the LA Times, they just continued to talk about the situation about in leaked audio, LA Council president and members, labor leaders making racist remarks about blacks. Okay? All of last week's LA Times is still dealing with this. It even went to so far as the President of the United States suggested that members of the LA Council would actually resign. So 2 of them actually did. Council members, Nuri Martinez, who was also the president of the board, she stepped down. And LA County Labor Federation leader, Ron Herrera, he resigned or he stepped down. Okay, but there are still 2 council members who remain, and that is Kevin De Leon and Gil Cedillo. Black Lives Matter. Okay, the LA group has been camping out in front of Kevin De Leon's Eagle Rock home. In that, I believe the comment was that it's only 25 Black people making noise. So the first day, 25 people showed up. But from then, the number has been growing, and the call has been going forth, urging them to really step down. Again, the call has even come from the President of the United States. Look in your papers, excuse me, and just pay attention to the news. Just be aware of the things that are just happening that really do have a bearing on each one of us. As I get ready to close, how about that? You should have received your sample ballot already. And I hope it's not doing what mine has been doing, and that is just sitting and gathering dust. Take the time to open it, look through it, and realize then that there are pros and cons to the different measures that are being offered, that there are statements from the different ones then that are running for office. Okay, quite a bit of information is there. Okay, open your ballot, and as you open your ballot, realize that this thing is 6 pages long. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to give you permission now that you don't have to vote for each and everything that's listed there. Take the time, however, to look and read. Okay, if it really speaks to you, if you know something about that, do vote intelligently. But at the same time, one of the rules that my English teacher had when I was first going to college was, when in doubt, leave it out. Okay, so don't feel like you have to vote for everything. Carry on a discussion with others in your family, other friends who might be just a bit more informed. Look at the information that comes to you through the mails. Okay, chart it out. Decide who do you think has your very best interest in mind. Okay, and again, do vote intelligently. And I do really urge you, please do vote and focus on the fact, do realize that some people laid their lives down so that you and I just really might have this right. Okay, so just out of respect for the sacrifice that they actually made, please do vote. I believe at this time when this will be aired, it will be too late to go online and register. However, there is in California same-day registration. So don't hesitate to please just do that. Believe it or not, I'm going to close out now, and I'm going to remind you that people, it is not over. It is not over. You see fewer and fewer people walking around with their masks, but I'm going to urge you to do what you feel is in your best interest. If you feel it is in your best interest for you to wear a mask, if you're the only one in the entire room, in the entire area, by all means, do what is in your very best interest. And again, carry on discussions with your family, with your friends. It's not gossip, okay? But carry on those really health discussions with people who are important to you. God bless.